Hello. I'm going to be reviewing steering wheel locks. We have this one, and we have this one. And so here's how I came to own these two steering wheel locks. I bought this one first on Amazon. It's $35 and change. It got a lot of reviews. It's over 4 stars. It was a good price. I thought, hey, this is better than nothing. So I got this one. And I was pretty happy with it. However, there was a couple of things that bothered me. One was that each of these teeth on this strut here are kind of far apart. Now, I know that part of that is by necessity in order to be durable, but they're far enough apart that you can't ever really get it tight into the steering wheel. There's a lot of play here. So that's one issue. But then the other issue that I had was what I started to notice after just a few days of using this. Look at my steering wheel. Let me get the focus here. You see these cuts? Well, that's being caused by the steering wheel lock. Look down here. And it's not just on the surface. It's pretty deep grooves. And so it's damaging the steering wheel. This is a leather wrap steering wheel. And this even comes with these adhesive cushions that it comes in the package, and I put them on. And when you rub your finger on here, it doesn't feel as though there's anything sharp enough that would be cutting in. But the combination of the weight and the way that it's machined, it damages your steering wheel. So then I got this one to replace it. This is going to be a bit awkward. I only have one hand. Now this one has double shafts here. The ends are fully dipped in a protective and grippy material like a hand tool. And it feels like it weighs about 3 times as much. I mean, this is really substantial feeling. So I'm much happier with this one. So then I thought, well, maybe I will buy another one of these. And so I looked this up, and they're both made by the same company. It's Tevlaphee, Tevlaphee. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. But so it's the same maker, 2 totally different styles, the same price. And this one is much more substantial. Let me show you the lock cylinder real quick here. It's supposed to be theft resistant. Who knows if it would actually work. And this is what the key looks like. So, 2 different styles, same company, Tevlaphee. This one's my pick.
This is the Tevlaphee steering wheel lock anti-thief deterrent. It comes with 3 keys, and it's kind of like the club. You know, you put it on your steering wheel. Obviously, it hooks in on each side. This extends so that way it'll fit, and it's locked in. And then that way it prevents. This thing is so much larger than you can see. What it basically does is it prevents the steering wheel. Even if they were to break the steering wheel lock, they still wouldn't be able to drive away technically unless they got this thing off, because they wouldn't be able to turn the wheel, because this thing would just literally hit, you know, it would hit the windshield or the top of the car, and there's no way they could drive. Now, the effectiveness of it, I mean, I'm not a locksmith or anything. I haven't seen any reviews of people drilling these or anything, but I mean, in my opinion, car thieves want something that they can just jump in, get in, and get on their way with. I feel like if they see this big old clunky unit on there, you know, hopefully that's going to be enough for them to be like, ugh, I don't want to go through the trouble of having to get that friggin' thing off, and they'll move on. Hopefully, you know, that's why I got this, because, you know, it is effective, but it's also very large and in charge and very visible. And I feel like visibility is a key factor in having a theft deterrent. So, like I said, I mean, in this thing, it's metal, but it's got like a rubberish cover on it. So it's not like it's like, you know, it's not metal, but you do have to be careful when you are removing it, because I got it hooked on one of my steering wheel and I was pulling it off, and this end hit my windshield, and I hit it pretty hard, and luckily it didn't crack it or anything. But I mean, I feel like if you hit it hard enough, you could definitely smash your windshield, so be careful. But other than that, you know, like I said, I feel like it's doing its job. It works well. You know, it's easy to use. You can just put it on, take it off, put it in your trunk, throw it in your passenger seat, whatever, back seat, good to go. So I definitely think it's worth its money, definitely worth a shot. So, all right, Joe, cheers.
So yesterday morning, the neighbor let us know that her car was stolen from in front of their house. And unfortunately, I don't have a garage option, so I had to purchase 3 of these. Actually, got them for the whole family. And they're legit. Like, one of my friends has a lot of family in Detroit, and they were saying that this is what they use in Detroit. So went ahead and purchased them, and it's super easy. It's basically like, you just kind of put it on both sides of your steering wheel, and then you pull them out so that they lock. And then this is the key, right? And that takes it out. Mind you, I'm not super coordinated, you know, hence the like voodoo doll to keep me safe. But I'm basically, even though I'm not very coordinated, unlocking it with one hand. I like things to be super obvious, especially to criminals, because I feel like, you know, they're not really looking for an excuse necessarily not to break into your car. And so what I did was get really bright yellow ones for us. But as you can see, you just kind of stick it in there on the sides, and then do this here, and that's it. You're pretty much done. Then you turn the key to lock it, right? You can tell it's locked when this horizontal lock is parallel to this horizontal bar, right? And like I say, I just want it to be super obvious that it's locked, so I stick that yellow bar part up, and almost set.
Hi guys! So I had to get a wheel lock for the job I do, because when I take my doors off, my vehicle isn't considered secured. So I had to go and buy one, and I shipped it overnight because of how much I needed it for the job. It came in 2 separate parts. To put it together, you just literally just line these 2 areas up. It came with 3 keys. I have one on my key ring, and then the other 2. To size it, you just turn it and then turn it upward, depending on how you have it set up. I'm going to size it all the way down. And then here, I'm going to size it, line it up at the very corner of my steering wheel. And then I'm going to turn the key, stretch it up till it seems tight. And I'm going to lock it. Because then you can't, like, move it, you can't take it out, you can't, like, adjust it, anything like that. And it's on. Same thing, when you have to take it off, you just put the key in, you line up your prongs with the lock, turn it, shrink it, lock it, take it out, and you're done. But it works pretty well, and yeah.
Real simple, very effective.